For the first time since retiring from the NRL in 2020, former prop James Graham decided to get an MRI to find out how much damage 100-plus concussions over his 423 career had caused. The scan found conclusive proof that he has brain damage from his time playing rugby league, and the former Bulldogs and St Illawarra hardman wants the NRL to take action. Graham recalled feeling the pressure to return to action as soon as possible after concussions, and said the game needed to do more to help current players. Concussion research is currently being conducted by the NRL. The NRL's medical advisory panel will present recommendations to the ARL Commission later this year. Graham is caught high by a tackle in his playing days. He estimates he suffered over 100 concussions throughout his playing career. It has been confirmed via an MRI scan that part of my 36-year-old brain is damaged, that is down on volume at the front and side part of my brain, Graham wrote for News Corp. While the neuropsychological tests I passed quite well in MRI showed the possible wear and tear of 17 years of rugby league, over 400 games and around 100 concussions. As my neurologist Dr Rowena Mobbs explained, my frontal lobe, the front, and the parietal, the side part behind the frontal lobe, on the right side of my brain were all down on volume for a man my age. Mildly, said Dr Mobbs tells me, but enough to say it's significant. How James Graham believes the NRL needs to act on head injuries, an annual brain body and mind checkup for ex-players. We need to strictly limit contact in practice, similar to the NFL. I'd like a concussion to be treated like any other injury, for example a hamstring tear, where it is accepted a player would not return to the game until fully recovered. I know as a player I felt the pressure to return as quickly as possible to my team. There was also an irregularity in the middle area of my brain, what is called the white matter. White spots are showing up particularly on the left side. The white matter part of the brain is for transmission, it's like a freeway. These white spots, or lesions, indicate tiny areas of signal change. Migraines can cause these, but so can head trauma. This was the first MRI Graham had gone for since he was knocked out cold during the NRL finals in 2018. While he admitted to having over 100 concussions in his career, this one was particularly bad and was the only concussion that has ever really concerned me. After that concussion I couldn't drive, I didn't feel like myself, I suffered debilitating headaches, was extremely sensitive to noise, and I was so concerned about the state of my brain that I went and had that MRI scan, he said. The latest MRI is a wake-up call for not only Graham, but the entire NRL that is only now discovering the impacts head injuries can have on players later in life. For someone my age, my brain should not be losing volume like this. I knew it anyway, but I need to take care of my brain health, Graham said. I am not looking for anyone's sympathy. I have repeatedly said maybe the meaning of life is finding something worth dying for, and rugby league was this for me. I have to take responsibility for the way I lived and played. Before this brain scan, I was already aware I had to be careful with my alcohol intake. I have been conscious of it since lockdown in 2021. I have used medicinal cannabis to help calm my anxiety. I have taken medication for depression. Graham was a fearless competitor and always put his body on the line during his career. Graham now wants to be an advocate for current players and has called on the NRL to put measures in place for clubs to treat head injuries as seriously as any other injury. Perhaps we need to take that off the current crop of players. I think the game's powerbrokers can do more and take the onus off the footballers, Graham said. I also think the game's hierarchies need to engage with companies who can provide cutting-edge technology to gauge concussions. This would take the subjectivity away and provide clear-cut concussion diagnosis of athletes. I can't change the past, but I can make things better for the future.